Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. I want you to do me a favor. Yeah, sure. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. What? I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Eagles Fight Club.
Right? Yes.
¿Puedes mirarle el de la bandera? Dile que...
Here you go, Vasily.
One.
Put VL number one.
Initial.
Number one, yeah, and VL number one. And the other one, VL number two.
Nice job on those gloves, Russ.
Not bad, huh?
They're fucking sweet.
They're nice, huh? Look, Sosa's nice too.
The whole outfit is like that.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel. Now I'm back with the Ego Fight Club. If you're new to the channel, I have the Fight Club meetings where you guys in the comment section, I just want you to talk about the fights and you give me your thorough fight predictions, your breakdowns, what happens in the fight, who wins the fight, how does it play out, those types of things. And some of the videos I like to revisit and see what people said, see who was accurate. And I'll probably start doing some giveaways or something at some point where people who, the first person to get the accurate prediction, they win a prize or something. So I'll figure it out. I got to work out the particulars. But Vasily Lomachenko, you seen the video at the beginning. He's picking out his gloves. I want to note that those gloves are sick. I think he has dope gloves. As you know, they call them high tech or the Matrix. I think Bob Arum might have given him that name. And he puts it's obviously from the Keanu Reeves, well, I know Kung Fu, from the Keanu Reeves movie with Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, and he moves around in the ring and gets off his shots, and he's hard to hit. So that's kind of why they call him the Matrix. If you don't believe me, watch some of the highlight videos on YouTube and stuff. I've seen tons of videos with just Lomachenko in action, and he slowed down, like they slowed it down, and his footwork is crazy. His angles, his like the movement, the athleticism is up there. And Roy Jones Jr. was one of his favorite fighters he mentioned, and I could see that. I could see that because a lot of times when people, like where you have a favorite rapper and you want to be a rapper, or you're a boxer, you have a favorite boxer, a lot of times you emulate them. I mean, it only comes with the territory. You study them. I mean, not even to be on my high horse or nothing, but I've even heard of channels and stuff who, you know what I mean, I came before them and they watched my stuff and took little pieces, mixed and infused it with themselves. You know what I mean? So it happens in really anything. People that came before you, if you admired them or you watched them, and you kind of study their moves. So Lomachenko is a good fighter. I want to know from you guys who wins this fight. It's going to be on HBO. It's pretty much a Ukraine card. His buddies Vodstik and Usyk is fighting. I'm looking forward to the Usyk, his fight with Michael Hunter. That should be a good fight. Both undefeated. Somebody's gotta go. Usyk he's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? He's big for a cruiserweight. I think he just needs to keep fighting. He's a champion. Keep fighting. There's also Andrew Tabiti, and there's other fighters at cruiserweight. Tony Bellew, I hope he doesn't plan on staying at heavyweight. I'm not going to say he lucked out, but the David Haye injury clearly had effect on David Haye's performance in that particular fight. I mean, we don't know whether Bellew would have won anyway or not, but it wouldn't have been exactly like that. The man could barely even stand up. I mean, these are facts, but I mean, fair play to him. He didn't create the injury. David Haye was kind of like he was kind of doing too much early in those early rounds to try to knock out Tony Bellew, and he messed around and did too much and pulled something or collapsed his Achilles or whatever. But cruiserweight division, I'm looking for Usyk to see how he looks in this fight against an undefeated fighter. Not as big as him, but still a guy that's in shape with some experience. I want to say Michael Hunter was an Olympian, so I'm looking forward to that. Obviously the main event, UFC 210, I'm looking forward to the Rumble Johnson fight. I did a video about Cormier's suspect towel grab maneuver at the weigh-in, so check that on the channel. And Ego Fight Club, let me know who wins versus Lomachenko versus Sosa. Oh, let me talk a little bit of just a preview for you guys. For me, Lomachenko is clearly the favorite in this particular fight, but the reason I like the fight is because Lomachenko, he just came off of destroying Nicholas Walters. It's not even that he destroyed him in the physical sense, he destroyed him mentally. He made him feel that long layoff of inactivity, worked him, and just, he couldn't touch him. He couldn't get off with those power shots, and he grew. He kind of did a Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran rematch, the No Mas. It was kind of that type of fight, and he's coming off of that. He's fairly new to the division, you know what I mean, a couple fights in, 2 fights maybe into this division. So I want to see it, because I want to see how Jason Sosa, the only loss on Lomachenko's young pro resume, even though he has an extensive amateur pedigree, almost 400 fights, right, is his losses to Orlando Salido. And Jason Sosa says, I'm not Salido, I'm actually better than Salido. And there are some similarities in their style. They're both tough, they're both rugged, they're both guys who are, you know what I mean, aggressive and come at you. Sosa, being that he's in a higher weight, the power advantage would probably go to Sosa, I would say, than Orlando Salido in a lighter weight class. So it'll be interesting. But the thing is, for me, Lomachenko is talented, and he's faced punchers before. There's no way you could face nearly 400 people in the Amis and not have fought punchers or boxers. You have to have fought, and he has a good record. I think he only has 1 loss or something. It's one of the most decorated amateur careers ever. So he's faced those different things. Now, obviously, he can still come up short, as evident in the Salido fight. You could say Salido fought dirty, or he was doing this and that, but at the end of the day, he still lost to him, right? And since then, it looks like Lomachenko's improved, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't really like how Nicholas Walters was fighting Lomachenko. He was fighting a fight that he's destined to lose. Kind of like if you look at Anthony Joshua versus Eric Molina, you look at what Joshua does well, and you look at how Eric Molina came out. He came out timid and tentative, and everything he said about Joshua and beating Joshua, none of that confidence showed up in the fight. You can't let a big power puncher who's muscle bound like just tee off on you and just cover up and expect to, oh, I'm gonna wait for him to run out of energy as he's bashing my brains in. Pause. It doesn't work like that. And I think the same thing goes for Lomachenko. Not that he's this monstrous puncher like Joshua. However, we know what he's good at. You know what I mean? He's good with the angles and movement. He has a high ring IQ, things like that. And you don't let someone like that get into a rhythm, constantly get off first. Nicholas Walters is the guy who picked up a lot of weight in his offseason, the guy who's been on inactivity. You got to try to demand some respect early, right? You got to get that respect early so Lomachenko knows he can't just pop in and sidestep you. You got to be anticipating that, work behind the jab, things like that. Nicholas Walters literally did none of that. And before you know it, Lomachenko's bouncing all over the place and like gummy bear, bouncing here and there and everywhere. He's bouncing all over the damn ring and teeing off and hitting you. So I thought it was a foolish game plan from Nicholas Walters. Even though I picked Lomachenko, I did a 7 reasons on that fight. So Jason Sosa, to me, he can't do that. If he does that, it's going to be murder, she wrote. It's going to be another fight like Lomachenko's last 2 fights at the division. Roman Martinez and Nicholas Walters, right? He has to get off first. He has to make his presence felt early. You know, you don't let boxers like that dictate the entire pace. Like, look at Chino Maidana, how he fought Broner. Chino clearly has less athleticism, probably less stamina, probably there's a lot less that he had in terms of pure skill, fundamentals, hand speed, you know what I mean, probably even foot speed, you know what I mean. But the thing Chino did well in the Broner fight is he used the attributes that he did, a natural inherent size difference. Broner was only in his second welterweight fight, right? He's awkward, you know, a lot of those guys from Argentina, that they have power and they throw these weird chopping punches. So he kind of set Broner up, made it look like he was going to go to the body from his earlier body work, and then he came up top and dropped Broner, and that set the tone for that fight. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways to beat any style. It's just if someone could pull the trigger and has what it takes to get it done. I'm looking forward to the main event. Let me know what you guys think. Ego Fight Club, Lomachenko versus Sosa. You guys can also talk about Usyk, Hunter, or any of the fights on that card, or even the UFC card. But mainly I want to hear Lomachenko and Sosa predictions. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.